So undoubtedly, all the hype tonight was what will The Rock do as The Rock made his return to SmackDown. To start with, it was very corporate Rock, as The Rock would come to the ring and he would make the announcement we all expected. WrestleMania 42 will be held in the Sky Dome in New Orleans, which of course did play host tonight to SmackDown, so it makes a ton of sense to advertise it tonight. But very quickly, the page got flipped. The final boss emerged. We'd heard earlier in the night that The Rock had removed Cody Rhodes from the 6-man tag main event, which would now be a tag team match, and that The Rock wanted to see Cody in the ring. We didn't expect the hug and a kiss on the cheek by the People's Champion. Maybe a giant step, because this promo was all about the fact that The Rock and Cody are now friends. They even spoke about how their mothers have become friends, showing the photograph on the screen. Honestly, this was big. The Rock said all he wants is a brother. Now, he would then say later on he doesn't want the WWE title belt. He wants the soul of Cody Rhodes, saying that he can give Cody everything he wants, everything his wife wants, everything his daughter wants. This reminds me so much of the corporation back in the day, as The Rock looks to assemble his champion that will fight and do the things he wants him to do. The question is, will Cody do it? Rock said he'll meet Cody at the Elimination Chamber, and Cody will give his answer then. Now, if Cody says no, I'm going to assume whoever wins that chamber is going to sell their soul to The Rock in return of The Rock screwing Cody at WrestleMania. John Cena sounds about right for that role, with the tension we've been seeing from him recently. I don't know, though. Could it be a swerve? Could they turn Cody heel? We'll see. This is things you might have missed from WWE SmackDown. Make sure you hit the like button, and if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button too. Such an awesome vignette tonight for Alexa Bliss. She wasn't on the show, but we did get this great video package of her hyping up the Elimination Chamber. This was creepy, this was fun, this was everything you'd want it to be. Thought it's worth pointing out, Alexa seems to be sitting in front of solo lights, which obviously could resemble fireflies. There was also this weird like markings and what looked like letters that only once would form a word, bird. So are we going to go with NIGHTBIRD? The number 6 was shown during this. No other number. It wasn't counting down or anything. It was stuck on 6. It was only there for a very small microsecond, but it's visible. Once again, a tease of 6 around Alexa Bliss and her finishing the promo by saying, "I am in charge." Obviously, the question last week was, do you feel in charge? Well, definitely this felt like an Alexa Bliss who was very confident in herself. She spoke about the fact that since she's been away, lots of changes have happened, as she vows to make the Elimination Chamber her playground and hell for the other 5 women involved in the match. This felt like it was dark, it felt a little bit twisted, and it felt like there was something more that Alexa knows that we don't yet. And also this transition, splice here. Why? Are we sort of indicating 2 halves? I don't know. Maybe this is just genuinely some kind of weird mistake, but looking at it, it doesn't look like a mistake. It looks like something edited in, but what does it mean? So, some interesting developments tonight, as Naomi was insistent that it was Liv and Raquel that attacked Jade Cargill. Now, Bianca Belair, maybe a slight bit of innocence here, as she spoke about Jade trying to heal up and obviously not texting them back. Now, does that mean that Bianca doesn't know that Naomi attacked Jade? Maybe? Because it's 100% Naomi, right? I feel like I'm going mad every week, because some weeks I think, okay, it's definitely Naomi. Then other weeks I think it's definitely Bianca Belair. Then I think it's both of them. Now I'm pretty sure it's Naomi again. I feel like what we need is the Fashion Files to come back with Tyler Breeze and Fandango. You know, they'd have solved this case months ago. Liv was meant to face Naomi, but instead Liv and Raquel would attack Naomi and Bianca Belair, leaving the tag team champions laying ahead of their title match on Monday Night Raw. The Scottish psychopath Drew McIntyre was the first star out tonight for the first match against Jimmy Uso, where Drew would look to punish, hurt, and mock Jimmy Uso. Typical Drew McIntyre. During the match, Wade Barrett would reveal that Drew had posted onto Instagram 45 minutes before the show. Look at that, it's disgusting. He had this yellow liquid drained from his knee so he could be cleared to wrestle tonight. But maybe Drew McIntyre got a little bit overconfident as he went for the reverse Alabama slam. Jimmy Uso, with the victory roll, would get the win. Jimmy beat Drew, and then he paid for it. The psychopath would demolish Jimmy Uso. He looked to end the career of Jimmy Uso. Luckily, officials came down just in time, but it wouldn't stop Drew from ending this with a Claymore kick right in the face of Jimmy Uso. Tonight was the birth of a new tag team, Melo Don't Miz. That's right, Carmelo Hayes and The Miz teamed up tonight against R-Truth and his partner, LA Knight. Yes, during the match, R-Truth thought he was a referee and would count a pinfall that was actually not a pinfall, which would lead to Wade Barrett dropping a little Jimmy reference in 2025. So that's pretty cool. We also got R-Truth forgetting which tag team he's a part of, but it would be Shinsuke Nakamura coming out through the fans, attacking LA Knight during the match, allowing Melo Don't Miz to win the match. Carmelo Hayes looked happy with that one, but a big story from this. During the commercial break, obviously on Netflix internationally, we don't go to commercial, Wade Barrett would spend time detailing the history between The Miz and the Wyatt Sicks, even saying that we haven't seen the Wyatt Sicks for some time, but you can be sure when they do return that they will be coming after The Miz. So it looks like WWE haven't scrapped that storyline. Maybe it's just on hold while the Wyatt Sicks are away, but that is still the plan. At least commentary's hinting at that. A really nice vignette tonight for Zelina Vega. Zelina would detail the accomplishments of her WWE career, but also she would acknowledge the criticisms that people put on her about being too small, etc. Zelina is on SmackDown now, and it looks like she's coming with a new attitude, and I'm all here for it. This was really well done. Let's see. WWE confirmed tonight that Mike Tyson will appear at WWE World. That is pretty huge news. If you're attending, I bet you're hyped for that. However, before WrestleMania, we got the Elimination Chamber, and WWE announcing the kickoff for the Elimination Chamber will be next Friday, so make sure you're tuned in for that. That's available on all social media platforms. The women's champion Tiffany Stratton was in action tonight, taking on Candice LeRae. During the match, we'd see Charlotte Flair coming down to the ring. Tiffany would pick up the win, but Nia Jax would attack her post-match. Trish Stratus tried to come out to make the save, but of course, it was unsuccessful. Nia would proceed to hit the Annihilator on both of them. Now, I've seen social media. A lot of people are mocking Nia for her delivery of the Annihilator. Now, it did look bad, but there is a good reason that it looked bad. Nia stood up very quickly because she landed on the face of Trish Stratus. The very second she made any kind of contact, she pulled herself back up from the ropes and sat back down on the chest of Trish. Honestly, that's a safe worker. Post the assault, just to add a little bit more insult to Tiffany Stratton, Charlotte Flair would come in the ring just to point to the WrestleMania sign. A very fired up, Pretty Deadly would challenge DIY for the Tag Team Championships tonight on the show. This match, though, didn't end as the Street Profits would get involved. They laid out Pretty Deadly, they laid out DIY, Motor City Machine Guns come down, they got laid out. Street Profits standing tall. Kevin Owens would post a new video to social media today. Oh boy, it was shown on SmackDown too. Outside the home of Sami Zayn. Showing inside the home with his wife, with his child. Oh my god, Kevin Owens going too far, stalking Sami Zayn. Kevin Owens saying that this is all Sami's fault. And obviously they will collide at the Elimination Chamber in an unsanctioned match. There was so much tension between Solo and Jacob tonight. Jacob again not saying I love you Solo, but these two were teamed together in tonight's main event. During the match, Lillian Garcia barely escaped catastrophe as Braun Strowman and Jacob Fatu would crash into the announcer's area. It was a fun main event, and that's really all that matters. And of course, Jacob Fatu accidentally super kicks Solo. Damian Priest would pick up the win over Solo Sikoa, but after the match, a lot of concern about Braun Strowman. Braun was sort of flopped out on the announcer's desk, and when he got into the ring, you could see he was visibly limping. Hopefully Braun's okay. For me tonight, a very good SmackDown. 9.5 out of 10. Lots of build to that Elimination Chamber Rock and Cody segment. Can't wait for that. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, like the video, share the video, and I'll see you next time. Peace!